In today's video, I'm going to be decorating my dashboard planner with everything but stickers. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Tracy and this is A Girl with Plans. I want to thank you all for joining me today. And today's video is very special. It is my very first collab with Lori Dean Plans. Basically, we came together and was trying to figure out something to do for Valentine's Day and decided to do a sticker list spread. So that means we can use washi, paper, stamps, ink, whatever we want to use, just not stickers. It should be super fun. And once you finish watching this video, then definitely head on over to her channel to check out her video. I will have her channel linked down in the description box as well as a link to her video. All right, guys. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's going to be kind of like go with the flow, see what transpires. So I may not be using everything I have out on my desk, but I wanted to pull everything out. So yes, I pulled some stamps because when you're not using stickers, you might want to use some stamps. So I pulled some stamps. I pulled some alpha stamps. May use those. Here are some header stamps I have, like to do, task, maybe plan. Might want to use those for headers. And then some little icon stickers. There's some hearts on here. That's the reason why I pulled this one. All of my stamps came from Temu, by the way. So then I have red and black for ink because I got the black in case I wanted to stamp on paper, some of this paper, and then tape it down in here. I'm still not sure what I want to do. We'll have to figure it out. And then I have washi from Simply Gilded. So both of these, you can see this one is a little holographic. But yeah, so it's like red holographic, but it makes it look a little pink because of the hollow. And then this is just some red foil hearts. And then of course I have the star. Sorry, I haven't opened this yet, so I just took the packaging off. But is this a Stardust? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. But I thought this would match pretty well too. And then I have a bunch of pens. So yeah, we're just going to kind of roll with the flow. And I think what's going to kind of determine what I'm going to be doing is this paper. So here's the paper pack, just in case you want to see. I got it from Michael's. It's the Recollections paper. This is thin paper, so this is like just your regular, I mean, it feels thinner than a lot of planner paper. It feels thinner than the Keleva planner paper. Let's put it that way. But I got like 120 sheets, and it was like $5 because it was half off. And I got all of this paper to use in the future. So I did go out and buy this paper specifically because I knew I was going to do this. But the paper that I pulled this striped white and pink and red paper here because I figured if I did want to do some like headers or something, this could possibly work. Red, purple, and then I have this pattern paper and then this heart paper. I also have a blue that's this color, but because this is blue, if I end up using this, then I wouldn't want to use the blue. So that's why I didn't pull that one out. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do because even though I want to decorate this all up, I still need it functional. For this side of the planner, what I usually do is have boxes or checklists. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. I can always make boxes with this because you can just write on it. So I can use some of the solid colors to make boxes with. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, I can pull the blue too. I can do draw boxes on here. I can stamp boxes. I didn't get my box stamps, but I have plenty of those. So yeah, we're just going to kind of, I guess we need to start rolling. All right. So one of these two sheets of paper is going to be the star of the show. I'm really drawn to this for some reason. It's just so fun. I could layer it. We'll see. We'll see. Because what I'm thinking, you know, every time I use paper, I do the same thing. I probably need to stop doing the same thing. But I like want to like, you know, rip it and like use this as kind of the basis. I mean, you could always just put paper randomly and make it more junk journal style. And like I said, I have this too. The thing is, do I want to do something different? Which is not do what I was just thinking about doing. Because I do it a lot. I mean, I don't do it a lot. But like when I use scrapbook paper or something, like I'll like rip it here so you have the rip seam. And then I'll like, you know, just tape it onto the corners. I have regular white paper too, so I can always put some of that on top of this. Because what I could do, like here, I could like layer this to make like boxes with the paper. I kind of want to do that. All right, so I'm going to do this in voiceover and speed it up just a tad. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is just cutting out the boxes, and I am trying my best to cut out what I'm going to be using as kind of the back layering piece and the actual box that I'm going to write on about the same size, so that way they kind of look the same. Although now that I think about it, it probably wasn't as important that they are the same size, but that was my thought process. At least that was my thought process at the time. So I'm pretty much set on the one with the cakes. Like that's how I want the box to be. It's this box with the hearts that I'm kind of up in the air about. I figured initially that I wanted to do it more as like a horizontal box, but I couldn't be too big because, you know, I definitely want to still add some more decorative elements. But that's kind of what I'm initially going with, you know. Pay attention to the word initially because, you know, things will change. But again, I'm just cutting out this, and I figured I would layer this one with that kind of greenish blue scrapbook paper because it kind of, it contrasts well with the purple. I think if I would have used the red, it would have been a little bit too dark, and I didn't want to go with the purple again. So now that I'm looking at everything, I'm like, okay, what else can I use? Let's use the washi. And I definitely want to kind of stick with doing something a little bit different when it comes to utilizing the washi. So that's why I'm going for more of a diagonal design on the corners of the page. So what I'm going to be doing is alternating the white and the red, and then you'll see in a minute I did find another washi tape roll that matches that green blue paper pretty well. That is also from Simply Gilded. So all of my like mystery boxes are finally paying off. It worked. Everything worked so well on this spread. So yeah, I'm going for that look. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely kind of, you know, I usually put stickers in the corners. Usually floral stickers tend to be my go-to for the corners. So, you know, I have to have something there, and I think the washi works well. And I'm going to do the same for the bottom. I am going to, instead of doing like white, red, white, I'm going to do red, white, red. I figured it would be kind of like a subtle change, but you know, that way I'm kind of using the washi in the same amount of increments with just one like stripe of the teal. Well, it's not really teal, like the sea green color. I figured that needed like a little less than the red and the white. All right, so now I'm like, all right, I really want to add stamping. So what I decided to do here is add stamps to the paper that I'm using. And I'm going to use it to each of the papers, all of the solid color papers. And I'm going to stamp the word love yourself, or the phrase love yourself. And then you'll see that I'm going to end up cutting out the letters to make like little squares, and then just apply them to the page. I think it looks really, really good. Yes, it is a little bit more work because I'm having to, you know, stamp it on paper and then cut it out versus just stamping it on the page itself. But I like the finished look, and you know, at this point, I'm kind of enjoying the like creative process. So time was not an issue today. If time was an issue, maybe I would have just stamped it directly on the page. If you wanted to like give like a color pop, but still kind of use black ink or one color ink, you could always put like a mild liner in a box, like color a box, a little square or a circle or some kind of shape with the mild liner, and then stamp in that to kind of give the same color effect. That would also work. Maybe I'll try that in the future. But today, like I said, I had a little bit more time, so I figured let's just kind of go this route to give it that like scrapbook look. You know, this is kind of the same look that you get if you're cutting out letters from a magazine, right? So yeah, I do like how it looks. I'm still nervous about taping it down just yet. So I'm trying to like figure out how everything's gonna look. I ended up cutting down that horizontal box into kind of your basic square box now to make it fit just a little bit better. And in the end, I do like that decision. I don't think I need as much space as I always think I need. I pretty much just need room for maybe one giant list or two small lists. That's pretty much what I need. And now I'm just going to tape everything down with this Elmer's school glue for the win. I will say I have some like craft bond glue that's also Elmer's. That does not work. The school glue works perfect, but it only works on like small areas. So I did try this, the school glue on these boxes that I made, and it like dries before I can actually put it down on certain areas. So I ended up having to go over some of it with tape runner. Just an FYI. So now I want to put some words at the bottom, and I was trying to figure out what to do, and I'm like, oh, we have some cakes. Let's do Be Sweet. I mean, that's kind of Valentine-y, right? So yeah, so that's what I did. Basically, I just couldn't really think of what I wanted to do, and I needed something kind of short and sweet. So I went with this word or this phrase for the bottom to help kind of balance it out. There is like a trick when you don't have that much to put, like when you don't have a sticker, it's like, what do you do? I mean, I could have cut out some I could have cut out the hearts or something like that with the scrapbook paper, but I decided to do the stamping. And in the end, I really do like how it turns out. So now I'm just going to be gluing everything down, and you'll also see I'll add a few more strips of washi to kind of fill in the whites on the corner, and then I'm going to add some of my heart stamps and some of the other white space, and that's going to wrap up this page. So I'm going to like hop off real quick, and then I will hop back on once I go to the next page. All right, so now here's the real test. What can I do with this page? This page that it's already laid out for me and that has to be super functional. So the first thing, I want to bring in the washi, and I'm decided what I wanted to do is add the washi to this bottom box and make it look like it is continuing from that top corner. It's not perfect. I probably could have done a better job with like kind of altering the pages so that way they line up better and I can make it a true continuation, but it's fine. I don't think anybody's going to go in with a ruler to see if it matches up or not. You kind of get the point, right? And you know, the whole point is just to add some of the washi to this side of the page as well. And with that said, I also want to add some of the scrapbook paper. So I'm cutting out some of the hearts, and then I'm gonna also cut out some of the cakes. So that way I'm adding both of those pages over onto this box. I didn't want to just cut out a square and put it in there. So I'm just cutting out a few of the elements. I didn't want to cut out too much because, you know, cutting is not fun. So I did that, and it fills up the box pretty well. I will also add a few of the heart stamps in here as well. I was surprised with how much I really like those heart stamps. I don't know. I think I just picked up that stamp set on a whim because it had like little stars and things like that, and I'm like, oh, I can use this randomly, and I really like them. They're like really tiny, they fill the space well, but they don't like stand out, so like they're good for like a background type filler. So now I'm just kind of adding a little pizzazz to the dates, and then using some dots markers to add some bullet points or some dots to the actual days of the week, because again, I really can't add that much decoration here. You know, if I was using stickers, I usually add some small stickers to the perimeter of each of the boxes, but here it's a little bit tougher. So I'm just going to be adding the markers. And now I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I'm like, okay, what if I like add a border to this page? So that's how I'm going with it. It took me a while to figure it out. I didn't really want to use one of the new sheets. I wanted to use the same sheet I was working on, but in the end, I ended up pulling a new sheet of scrapbook paper out because I wanted to see enough of the cake so you can see what it looked like and not just like a little piece of it or a little sliver of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go around the perimeter with this paper. I'm going to add, like I said, a few more stamps, and then that will be it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this process. So I will pop back on when it's time to wrap it up. All right, guys, all the punching is done and we are good to go. So here is my, I guess this is more of a scrapbook style spread where no stickers were used. A lot of glue stick, a lot of tape runner, my Michael's little holiday paper pack. This isn't technically scrapbook paper because it's really, really thin. I mean, not really, really thin, but it's just typical paper thickness. Washi tape, a little bit of stamping action, and then some of my markers. That's it. That's all I used. So, you know, I mean, my desk is a mess. And it did take me about an hour and 10 minutes to do everything. But some of that was just due to when I first started, I did not have a plan. And I wanted to go into this without a plan. The only thing I wanted to have ready is I knew I wanted the papers to be the star of the show. But other than that, I wasn't sure if I was going to do like letters, words, or what. So that's kind of what took me a little bit of time. But I would say it probably still would have took me close to an hour anyway if I had a game plan. But I love it. It was a lot of fun to do. I think I'm going to start doing a few of these every so often. I don't want to say one a month just because it did take a while, but maybe like one every other month or so. I think this was a lot of fun. It definitely kind of gives you guys some ideas for if you don't want to always just use stickers, some of the other things you can use. I mean, even the washi kind of like set some things off. You could probably just do a washi only spread. You could probably do a pen only spread. Maybe we'll do some of those in the future. That could be fun. ideas. All right, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, this was part of a collab video, so definitely head to my description box to check out Lori Dean's video to see how she does her stickerless planner spread. I'm so excited to check it out. I can't wait to see what she comes up with. And definitely let me know what you think. And let me know if you guys have any ideas on maybe what I should try in the future. All right, guys, like I said, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. And if you enjoyed it, please press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. That's all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.